name is Tris and I am the Veilsmith. Today I'm going to be sharing lens commission, and I promise this video will be much happier than my last video. My customer Len sent me a picture of their character, who was this beautiful, wispy, fading from black to magenta. And my commissioner wanted their mask to resemble this character. And my customer wanted the mask to be a half mask so that their mouth was visible, but they also wanted like a veil over their mouth. So I was really excited to play with another material for this mask. And they also wanted it to be removable, so I had to figure that out too. So this character is really wispy, so I tried my best to resemble the wispiness at the top of the mask. And I also had to figure out how to create the black to magenta gradient. I can do a gradient stitch with my embroidery program, but I wanted it to be even more of a blend. So I decided to hand paint the blend on this mask, and I wasn't sure if the black thread and the black paint would work well together. Thankfully it did. Spoiler alert, it worked. And I'm really happy with the way it blended in the end. I honestly couldn't see the difference. Anyways, here is the making of lens commission. All right, on the left side of the screen here, you can actually see a concept drawing that my commissioner sent me. There's all these eyeballs that I forgot to mention in the beginning of this video. Since there's an eye directly in the center of the mask, I decided to make the front part of the mask all one piece, so there wouldn't be a seam going right through the eyeball. What you're seeing right now on the screen is my embroidery program doing a simulation of how the stitches will stitch out on the embroidery machine. And the reason why I shared that was, for one, I think it's interesting, but two, I actually forgot to record myself stitching out this mask on the embroidery machine. And here I'm just sewing the embroidery pieces together, and I'm also cleaning up some of the pieces. I guess a good way to explain this would be like the machine coloring outside of the lines. Sometimes the stabilizer will stretch and move, which causes the fill stitch to stitch a bit too far away from the satin stitch. So I'm just cutting off the pieces that stitched outside of the satin stitch, and I'm just cleaning them up and making them look nice. And here we go, ta-da! This is the wispy part on top of the mask, and now I'm gonna be adding some wire to it, but oh boy, yeah, it was a little bit difficult because it kind of looks like fire, so there's these little points everywhere. It wasn't too difficult, but when I was looking at it, I was like, oh no, this might take me a little while. But it is always worth it to add the wire into the mask, because then this prevents it from getting floppy. And here's the mask all sewn together. I actually really love the shape of this mask. I love that it looks so wispy and kind of like flames. And now I'm hand sewing on some hooks and eyes, and these will be for the little veil that's gonna hang down over the mouth so that it can be removable. And now I'm hand painting on the gradient between the black and the magenta. I know that there's probably going to be some people saying that I should use an airbrush for this. I actually do have an airbrush, but I don't feel confident in using it. I just feel like I need to practice with the airbrush. I feel like I'm not very good at it, but I have had a lot of practice with just a regular brush, so I just decided to go with what I was comfortable with and what I knew. And yeah, I was really happy with how it turned out in the end. And here's the mask all finished. And I'm so sorry, I don't know if I just lost the footage or if I didn't record it at all, but I didn't actually show how I made the veil. But basically I just took some tulle and I cut it into a nice wispy shape, and then I hand sewed the hook and eye enclosure onto that and attached it to the mask. And here is what it looks like on the inside of the mask. I was worried that you'd be able to see the stitches on the opposite side, but you can't. They're completely invisible, so they just blend in, which is awesome. Thank you so much to my customer for commissioning this mask. I had a blast working on it. I love the way that all the little eyeballs turned out. It looks so cool. For anyone that is interested in custom work, I just recently sent out my last commission. I'm finishing one up right now, and I'm working on 2 more, and I think I have about 6 more people left on my list right now. I will send out a newsletter letting everyone know when I have availability, and I'll also post on Discord and all over social media, of course. And now I'd like to thank all of my patrons over on Patreon. Thank you all so much for your support, and an extra special thank you to my 2 highest tier patrons, Miss Mallowcup and Allison.